Planet Zoo has been rated E10 by the ESRB for crude humor, mild blood, and mild violence. It is approved for all players age 10 and up. Hey there, folks. Welcome back to the zoo. This is Jack, as usual. As you can see, I've done some planning. I haven't actually done much building on these, but I've laid out some area for future habitats. The funny thing is here, hold on, let me scoot closer. The funny thing is here that I really should be playing one of the other games, but I have to be in the mood to play one of those other games to play it. I can't just make myself play the game. So I'm like, well, what do I want to play this morning? Well, you know, it's almost lunchtime. What do I want to play? I want to play Planet Zoo. So I'm going to play some Planet Zoo. And what we're going to do here, I mean, we've got our Asian area finished and we've got our African area started. But before I go further on the African area, I'm going to put in a very small habitat for the mute swan right here. This, by the way, is going to be flamingos. And then over here, I'm going to put American bison. This is going to be the West African, the West African elephant. These are going to be the African wild dogs. And we're going to have the African porcupine here, the dromedary camel here, and the aardvark, I think, right here. And that's as far ahead as I've planned. But as you can see, we're going to have quite a few habitats left to do. You know, this zoo's not close to even being half finished. Now, let's see. But we're doing the mute swan today, and let me the mute swan. You may notice that this general. Oh, come on! Any continent, mute swan, mute swan. Here we go. While I did put the animals in, okay, 25 males, 25 females. Okay, one for one, I got it. How much area would 4 of them need? 4 of them would need 336 square meters. With 168 square meters of water. Well, I think that would be just fine, don't you think? Anyway, if you notice, I did group things. You know, I mean, this is an Asian area and this is an African area. Well, this area over here that I'm going to be working on, and it will extend back in here some, and over here is going to be birds. I don't know which of the other bird species I'm going to include finally. I know I'm going to do the flamingos and the swans. I have no idea if I'm going to include the cassowaries or the Indian peafowl. Maybe the cassowaries. I don't know about the Indian peafowl. The bison I'm doing here just as an independent thing. This is going to be the last vestige of the African stuff right here. And I'm putting more African stuff all over here. And then after that, we'll move to other parts. I am going to put... You know, there are going to be like lions in here, but I'm not going to include them in the African area. There's going to be other predatory things. I'm also planning a small mammal area. I don't know if I'm going to make it an interior thing or just a group of small habitats in an area, but it's going to be small mammals like foxes and, you know, that kind of thing. The really small stuff. The prairie dogs, the foxes, the meerkats, stuff like that. I know what I need. This is what I want. Specifically, it just needs to be more than 4 feet tall. So I'm thinking this. And I don't really need the rest of it, so You know, I'm not sure how tall this is in scale. You know, I just don't. Let me check something. That might be big enough. That right there might be tall enough, which would be fine. Let me use that and we'll see if it'll fit, and if it does, hooray, and if it doesn't, I guess I'll be replacing it, huh? Okay. All right, let's see. I've included mute swans in one of the sandbox zoos I did while waiting for franchise to be fixed, but this will be the first dedicated mute swan habitat I've ever built. I don't expect any great difficulties, you know, I mean, it's just, you know, they need a little water, they need some land to build a house. Or I guess you'd call it a coop, wouldn't you? Because swans, swans are, yeah, I mean, I know there are wild swans, but for the most part, they're domesticated. They're also mean, vicious animals, and they can kill your ass dead. A lot of people don't realize that, but a swan can break your bones with their wings. It's the truth. It's absolutely the truth. And they are aggressive. Yeah, I mean, they're not as aggressive as geese. Geese are ridiculous. God, geese are thugs. But then we don't have any geese in the game. It's kind of too bad, because Canada geese would be a great addition, but, you know, I don't think we're going to see too many birds for the remainder of the support of this game. And I don't know how many of you watch Rudy Rincamel. He keeps his nose to his ear to the ground as far as news about the game is concerned, and he made a video about, you know, how I think it was in 2025 they were planning on releasing Planet Zoo 2, or maybe it was Planet Coaster 2. One of the Planet games made by Frontier was going to get a sequel, and you know, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. You know, this game has gone on far longer than most games of its type. And they've given us so much support and so much, you know, so much bonus content, DLCs. You know, so yeah, okay, so we're gonna get a new Planet Zoo game. I'm down for it. I can dig it. And you dig it. Yes. It's a reference to a very old cult movie. It started when it first came out. It just wasn't that popular. Now which, while I love as a guilty pleasure movie, I'm the first person to admit that it's a stink burger. It is not the best film it could possibly be. And it really wasted Michael Beck's potential, not to mention Olivia Newton-John, who I don't think Olivia Newton-John acted in another movie after Xanadu. Best thing about Xanadu is the soundtrack. Worst thing about Xanadu is everything other than the soundtrack. You know, and I'm serious, the Xanadu soundtrack has some, God, just fire. You know, the tunes on this soundtrack are absolute fire. But Jesus Christ, they're wrapped around a moldy stink burger of a movie that really should be, you know, it's best received when you're slightly high. I'm not gonna lie. Because the movie's just that bad. The movie's just that bad, that horrible. But like I said, the soundtrack is kicking. How deep does the water need to be? Oh, it doesn't need to be that deep at all. Okay, yeah, fine. We can do that. Yeah, the Xanadu soundtrack is worth looking into because it is really good music. The Xanadu movie is not worth looking into at all because it is total crap. Huge crap. Big pieces of stinky brown crap. You know, crap like will not. Oh hey, how about that? Anyway, so Michael Beck started this movie, The Warriors, and you've probably never heard of Michael Beck. Like I said, he did this one great movie, and he had a lot of doors open up because of it. And he then decided, hey, you know, I can do a movie with Olivia Newton-John. It's not like my part would require singing, and his part doesn't require singing. She does all the heavy lifting when it comes to the singing. which is appropriate because she was an amazing singer. And she wasn't that bad an actress either, as anybody who's ever seen the film Grease can tell you. She starred in Grease opposite John Travolta, who's a much underrated actor, to be brutally honest. And so they did this movie, and it was called Xanadu, and it was about an artist who can't feel any particular creative freedom, so he's assisted by a muse. Michael Beck is the artist, Olivia Newton-John is the muse. And when I say the muse, I mean the classic Greek goddesses of poetry, song, dance, things like that. And, so it's a bit of a fantasy story involving disco music. Or at least that's what they're purporting it to be. Trust me, I was there during the disco era. This is not disco music. The Electric Light Orchestra is a lot of things, but disco, they are not. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with ELO, the classic rock band, but they're kind of brilliant also, which may be why the Xanadu soundtrack is the only decent thing about the Xanadu movie. The fact that they got ELO to do the soundtrack. Alright, let's see. Can I pull this over? I think I can, yeah. Now I know, some of you guys are sitting here going, who the hell is ELO? I don't know who ELO is. Because, their heyday, the heyday of the Electric Light Orchestra was in the 70s, and you guys are like, that was 50 years ago. Hey, I'm old, okay? I'm old. I have an old man's taste in music. Alrighty, let's see about getting... Do I have any swans? I don't think I have any swans in storage. Hey, somebody bought my giant panda. That's a good thing. Okay, I do not, in fact, have any swans in storage. Okay, I'm going to take this guy, and I'm going to take that guy. Now I'll take these two girls. And I will send them to the zoo. Swans. It's the aquatic and temperate Europe and Asia. And here the swans coming around the corner. Okay. Let's deal with that hard shelter problem. Let's try this thing. Okay, they're good for water, they're good for land area. They don't have enough short grass, apparently. Europe and Asia, aquatic and temperate. Okay, let's see what we can find here. Okay, let's get some toys in here. Hey, not a mud pool, that's for sure. But the music for Xanadu, for all the movie itself, was I know I'm rambling on about a movie. As much as the movie itself was a big piece of crap, the soundtrack was amazing. I mean, Electric Light Orchestra is a classic for a reason. Those guys are giants. Jeff Lynne and his band are musical genii. And they did yeoman's work for this film. Adopt exhibit species. Okay, but that was a while. Breed habitat species. Okay, right. And that was. There we go. All right. So what do I need now? I need one of these. Oh, heavily working, heavily working. Okay, what do I do about this? Hire more, nope, not a, there we go, hire more educators. little swan pond. Somehow I do not think that these swans make that growling noise. What do you guys think? I think it came out looking pretty good. It looks a little bit like a pastoral scene. Yeah, I think it looks really good. Okay, next episode we're putting flamingos in right here. I'll see you then, guys. That'll do it for this session of Planet Zoo. Thank you for watching. If you liked what you saw, please hit that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment down below if you want to contact me. I always answer comments. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
There's a solution, you could be a part of it. There's a revolution, you could be the start of it. Better get a move on while there's still a chance of it. If there's no improvement, this could be the last of it. Nature was a haven, now we need saving. No more conversation, time for cultivation. We all got a part to do to help the world pull through. But you gotta build a zoo. This is the law of the jungle, as old and as true as the sky. The forest protected shall prosper, the forest neglected shall die. You've an aptitude to change attitudes, cause we have to prove it. That planet to grab your shovel. There's work to do, the world's in trouble. You gotta build